Hello and welcome everybody to my Paragon hero build series, where I go over my personal build for one specific hero. And today, of course, on the release day, we have to do a Revenant hero build. He is the newest ranged carry in the game, and let's go ahead and check out some of his abilities before we go ahead and go into his actual build. He has hand cannon here. Range specific attack dealing 50 damage. It only has 4 bullets, after which he has to reload. Bonus attack decreases reload speed but does not affect fire rate. Okay, so that's important to note. Attack speed decreases the reload speed but not how fast he shoots the 4 bullets. So what does that mean? Technically means that attack speed is useless on him. Okay. Hellfire rounds. Passive. Revenant's last round in the chamber deals 25 bonus ability damage. Okay, remember, he does 4 shots and then he reloads. All right, if you activate Hellfire round, that 4 shots is going to deal an extra 25 damage. Of course, damage going up the higher you increase that ability. Obliterate. Revenant unleashes 10 missiles that targets random targets within a wide cone for a total of whatever level the ability is at. Really good. Obviously can deal a lot of damage late game. Scar. Scars the target for 5 seconds. This is the damage with Revenant trigger bonus ability damage. Right, so based on the level, the next 3, 4, 5, or 6 instances of damage from Revenant triggers bonus ability damage. So you can see already a really good synergy with Scar and Obliterate. Okay, and if you can time it perfectly, if you can keep the counter in your head, you can even make it with Hellfire rounds to get the 4th shot to do that bonus damage, along with one of the bonus instances of damage from Scar. And then we have Reckoning. Reckoning pulls himself in the target to the nether realm 6, 7, or 8 seconds and deals a little bit of damage. Killing his opponent gives him bonus CP. So 600, 800, or 1000. So really important that if you pull somebody in with Reckoning, you finish them off. Okay. You don't really want to start off with Reckoning because there's a slight chance that you might not finish them off in the allotted time that you're in that area. So make sure that if you pull them in, you're finishing them off. A good strategy would probably be to pull them in and then go ahead and use Obliterate. Or, pull them, Scar, Obliterate, things like that. Let's check his background right quick. All right. Always finds what he looks for, then kills it. He is a bounty hunter. Okay. Born on Omega, possessed on Letha. These are just planets in the universe, in the lore. Carries a bullet engraved with a woman's name. Okay. So, interesting, right? Who is that girl? Okay, so let's check out some of his skins here. We have obviously his basic skin with the variant colors. We have a pink, a magenta, then we have a dark purple here. The Challenger, the mask. The Challenger is pretty much just like a classic cowboy western look here. Pretty cool. We have his master skin, of course. Every hero has a master, and yeah, very glowy, very nice, very nice. Then we have here his Chrono Boss Revenant. So this Chrono plating is pretty cool. This one actually I like the most so far. Let's check out his Raven Quill. Obviously it's just more stiff, doesn't move around as much as the other ones in terms of the trench coat, but here it's just emerald and then a lunar variant. All right, so let's go ahead and go into our decks here. And build a deck. I actually haven't even built one for him just yet. This will be that deck pretty much. Okay. Now he is a carry, so you don't want to get Centurion. You have to go either with Warlord or with the Archmagus. But if you remember what the description said about his attack speed, and about what attack speed does for him, right? It doesn't actually increase how fast you shoot. It only decreases your reload time. Now you can argue like, well, if you're spending less time reloading, then you can attack more, which is true. But in terms of the damage that you're gonna see, attack speed isn't gonna help. It's not gonna help. So you gotta go with the Archmagus card here. So because of that, Revenant, advanced damage carry. So right, because the attack speed stat doesn't actually increase its attack speed directly, it's kind of it indirectly increases its attack speed, but because of that, it doesn't actually benefit his DPS, his damage per second. So what does that mean? That means he's still a carry though, so he's still going to scale like a carry. So that means that we need to focus on power and crit chance. That's pretty much it, just power and crit chance with him. Okay, he will always shoot at the same rate that he always shoots at. All right, so because we're going power and crit chance, that means that we need to have crit bonus. Anytime you make a crit chance hero, you need the crit bonus. So here kind of is like the first thing that you need to like handle. You know, what do you want to do? And there's really only 3 options. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards here, but there's only 3 options, right? You could go Lifesteal. You can always go Lifesteal. There's never a reason not to go Lifesteal unless you just really ballsy. You can go Power. Again, you can always go Power. You can always go Lifesteal. With Revenant, you can also go Basic Pen. His basic penetration is, you don't need that much, but it does help. And if you do go Basic Pen, what's that magic number? If we do go Basic Pen, we want around a total of 20, close to 20 Basic Pen, somewhere near there. Maybe not too much more than that, maybe not too much less than that, right? So what we could do a triple minor pierce, right? That'll give us a total of 16 Basic Pen, and it'll make this a 9-point card. Or we could make this a 12-point card, because if you see my other hero builds, you know I like to do 6, 6, 12, 12, 12, 12 builds. But sometimes for crit bonus heroes, I do a 9-point card and a 15-point card instead of the two 12-point cards. 2 out of the 4 12-point cards. So we could do that, or we could make this a 12-point card, doing 1, 2, and 3, putting our basic penetration here at 24, 28. So that's a lot of basic pen, which could work. It could work. Why? Because again, he's a 1v1er. 1v1 me. 1v1 me, bro. Like, that's all he is about. He wants to pull you into the nether realm and just stick you with bullets. And before I even start building, one thing to note for sure, if you're playing an ADC, more important than any build is that you need to have really good mechanical skill. You need to be able to land your basic attacks. If you're not landing your basic attacks, you are decreasing your DPS more than any stat in the game. That's just point blank. You need to land your basic attacks. So that being said, I'm going to do a pretty ballsy, well, not ballsy, but kind of all out build with him, in that I just want to do a lot of damage. You know, I just want to just go in and go hard, right? So because of that, we're gonna go with either the Blade of Agora or the Death Nail. Okay, either one of these two is fine. Whichever one you want is fine. I'm thinking here, let's go ahead and go with Death Nail, because we do want a little bit of basic pen, and we don't really want that too early on. So getting it on the crit bonus card is good, because you want to get as many power and crit chances cards before you go into this. This being like mid to early late game card. So let's do that, and let's go ahead and make this a 9-point card. That way we can just get the crit bonus online as soon as possible with 3 minor pierce. That's going to put our basic pen at a total of 16. We have 4 CP total basic pen here, each of them giving 4 actual basic pen, so that's 16 total. it's going to be a straight increase in damage. 16 basic penetration, straight increase. You can't really go wrong. You will see an increase in damage when you're going versus players. Okay, so that's that. Now, because we're not getting a lifesteal card like Black Blood Virus or Hunger Ball, that does mean that we're going to be a bit of glass cannon, and that also means that positioning is going to be extremely important. You do not want to take any unnecessary damage whatsoever at any point. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now we're here in the crit chance cards. Pretty basic stuff here. We pretty much just want as much. Obviously, crit chance is a chance, right? It's a chance. There's no other way to say that. It's you know, it's a chance. So you want as much chance as possible to crit. So because this is a 9-point card, we need to make, you know, this would usually be one of the 12-point cards, right? So we are moving 3 points away from this card onto another 12-point card, so making it a 15-point card, you know. So we're just gonna do that with a card that has just as much crit as possible. As much crit as we're just looking here through the cards. That's a power. We could even do some lifesteal here if we wanted to, but first we're gonna focus on getting the main stats down for sure, right? Spear of the Revenant is always a really good, just straight up crit card. Yeah, we don't really want to waste any points on abilities, because anything that you waste on that is really just going to decrease your DPS. So we're going to go here with just a classic Spear of the Rift Hunter, and this is a 3-point card, right? We're trying to make it a 15-point card, so Sinister Wound here, 3 of them, 1 2 3, right? Shit, ooh, so much crit chance, lovely. So we have here 12 CP's worth of crit chance plus the initial 3. That's 15 total. That is perfect. That right there basically means that these two are our first two 12-point cards, right? And if we need to take into account also how much crit we're doing, right? So 16 16 16, so that's 16 32 48 52 and then 60. Okay, so from this one card, from this solitary card, we already at 60 crit chance. All right, that is massive. That is completely insane. Okay, so now we need to work on our other crit cards here. We need one more. We need 2 more 12-point cards and 2 6-point cards. Right now, just for the sake of just sanity, we are going to put a ward, right? He is a bit of an all-in type of character. You could use his ult to escape, but other than that, you know, your ult isn't going to be up that often. So other than that, sorry. Other than that, you really need to be able to see ganks coming. So you're either going to have a 6th sense for that in game by playing so much, or you're going to have a ward. And chances are that if you play a lot, you always have a ward. So better players do tend to have wards, just saying. But here is kind of where it could get a little bit iffy. So because he does like basic pen, and because we have our crit bonus card here having, what's it called? What is this? More basic pen, right? We are actually going to go with an Assassin's Sword. Now, if you see the Assassin's Sword, it does not have any fully upgraded bonus. So, but we are going to make this a fully upgraded card. We're going to upgrade this with triple lesser drain, right? That is going to give us a total of 10% lifesteal, right? It's 7.5 from the upgrades and 2.5 from the card itself. That's 10% lifesteal, right? Thing is, we are going to get the Assassin's Sword early, but we're not going to upgrade it at all. This will probably be upgraded maybe after Death Knell, you know, around that late mid-game, early late-game card. The ward itself, you get it. You know, you get a little bit of power, a little bit of pen, a little bit of lifesteal. You're not really getting it for the stats at that point. You're getting it because it's a ward, okay? Yes. And then late game, that'll still give you the lifesteal that you want. You know, you still get a little bit of basic penetration to increase your damage. That now puts our penetration at 20, and you still get a little bit of power, which is also beneficial. So mostly a DPS card, but late game, it'll really help you out with that lifesteal to sustain in lane and really just be able to push. All right, so now that we got the ward out of the way, we need now, like I said before, we need 2 more 12-point cards. So we're looking at cards that have crit chance, right? We want to get our crit chance up to a point where it's consistent. Now, you can't go 100% crit chance. I don't like doing that. I feel like 80% crit chance is a reasonable max amount for any hero, to be honest. I don't feel the need for anything higher than 80% crit chance. So that being said, we have a card here that has an insane amount of crit chance, 60% crit chance in just one card. That means that we really only need about 20% more crit chance and we're done with crit chance, right? So let's go ahead and we can do, you could do Rift Magus or you could do Micro Nuke. I actually like Micro Nuke for early game because it has a lot of power straight up as opposed to later on like Rift Magus. So because we're not right now, this is all late game, right? We're looking at late game. We're not looking at early game. It's a shame that the other one isn't here. Why isn't the other one here? Oh, that's not. It doesn't have crit chance. It's power and attack speed, I think. Well, that's a waste. Okay, so just doing a little bit of mental notes there. So late game, we're going to be just finishing our upgrades, right? So, but we still want a little bit more crit chance. Okay. That being said, if that is true, we want a Rift Magus Scepter here. This has 4 crit chance on it already, plus another 12. That puts it at 16. And then power, right? We're gonna add another one, putting our increasing our crit chance by 4% again. But this one, pure damage. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what does that do? What does that do in terms of the math? So right here, we see 4% crit chance. Here we see 16% crit chance for a total of 20, plus the initial 60% crit chance puts us at 80. All right, that is good. We're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good. Now, actually, I even don't really want to do this, to be honest. I don't want to do this. Let's take away this. Just make it another power. Because we still have a 6-point card to make. Which means that we don't need a 3-point crit chance card there. Sorry about that. Might have unplugged my mic there for a second, but we should be back here. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need more power. When a little bit more crit chance, right? So we have 60 here, 4 and 4 here. That puts us at 68. 68 crit chance, right? So 12 more crit chance, and we will be done with crit chance. For any card that can give us 12 crit chance, right? Right there. Spear of the Rift Hunter. 4 crit chance on the card, 8 from the upgraded bonus, puts us at a total of 80. And the beauty part about this is that we can also upgrade this with 3 minor strikes there for just damage, just straight damage. All right, and this right here is our final build. This is the end game build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards. This is 9 points here. This is 15 points here. That puts us at 24. This is 30. That put 24 plus 6 is 30. Then plus another 24 puts us at 54. And then plus another 6 puts us at 60. So that's the end game card. That's end game right there. It's all stats, just pure damage. You have some sustain here. You get this late game. You get the lifesteal from the Assassin's Ward late game. However, you get the actual ward early game. Remember, he is a carry, so he wants that damage. He wants that. He wants as much damage as possible early game. Okay. So what does this mean for the rest of the early game? Well, we want as much power as possible, right? Because Well, with Revenant, actually, we want a kind of balance. We want power and crit chance to kind of go hand in hand. We want as close to as possible a 1-to-1 ratio with power and crit chance. So because of this, we are going to pretty much I feel like just doing a bunch of Spear of the Rift Hunters with a bunch of power in them, pretty much, to be honest with you. I think that would be the best solution here. Or maybe even some impact hammers. Red Eye Nitro, no good. Okay. And remember, you are a glass cannon with this build. You're not gonna be able to survive if you get caught out. You're just gonna die. But you could blow somebody up. You can blow somebody up like they see you and then they die in 2 seconds. Okay, this is high damage, very, very high damage build. I don't know, that it's not an optimal build. It's not like, you know, a minimum maximum type of build, but it's really close, really close. It's in the ballpark. It is in the ballpark. He doesn't want attack speed. Remember that he does not want attack speed. The 4 shots that you shoot will always come out in 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots, 2 seconds every single time, consistent. But for early game, we want to build pretty much just power and crit chance. You know, we still need that sustain though in the game, so we're gonna go ahead and get a health pot with double strike. I think the classic start, the classic opening to him, I think would be the best. A health pot and a double strike token, or you could actually just open up with Assassin's Ward. All right, you're gonna get 1 point of power, 1 point of penetration. I mean, it's not really that good early game, that penetration, you know, so you don't really need to get it, but you could. That is an option. You don't have to upgrade it. Remember, you're just gonna get those 3 stats from the get-go, and the Lifesteal, even though it's not much, it will help sustain you a little bit. But because that's not very reliable, this is a much more reliable opening. You're gonna get more HP and more damage out from opening up with health and double token, strike token, as opposed to opening with Assassin's Ward. Even though you can open with Assassin's Ward. Ooh, okay. Maybe even Paragon Elixir. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much possibilities with this guy. Mastone Gem, I would do it. It's just that the attack speed is completely wasted on him. Just completely and utterly wasted on him. I'm looking for any other options here. I don't think there are. I think you know what? Early game. If you wanted to play really, really safely, you would go Adamant Edge here. Just power and health. If you really don't want to die. Okay? If you don't want to die, go Adamant Edge. Like, you know, 3 points in power, 3 points in health. Just make yourself a little bit tankier, a little bit healthier. That could help. Just looking here, just looking throughout, just looking. I don't see anything else that we could. Micro Nuke seems like a really good card early game actually to get with him, to just increase your power and still get that little bit of crit chance here. Because remember, you want to get crit chance once your power is at a certain level, you know. So you don't want that much crit chance early game, because it's really just, it's not gonna do much for you, you know. You want just as much power as possible with a little bit of crit chance. That's kind of what, to that point, you could actually go Rust Breaker. But again, crit chance and basic pen kind of fall into that same tree of don't get it early game, because early game is not going to do much. So that makes it so that there's only really a few options, right? You can be like, screw it, I just want nothing but power and crit chance, which Micro Nuke will probably be the best thing for you. But if you're solo queuing like most people do, and you can't really trust your support, let's say, then Adamant Edge could work. You know, you get a little bit of health every time you get one, but overall you're just making yourself healthier. But and you're focusing on damage. That's the important part. It's just focus on damage. I'm looking here to see if there's any other cards here that stand out, because he is a carry and he's going to scale like a carry minus the attack speed. You just don't get attack speed on him. It's just not. It's not gonna do much. You're gonna be sorely disappointed if you get attack speed on him. Sorely disappointed. These ability cards right now. These ability cards, they cost too much, to be honest. For 6 seconds, hit with basic attack, steal 40 movement speed from the target. I guess you could do this for a little bit boost in Lifesteal, but you won't upgrade this. This will just be an early game card that you get just for just to fill out 6 points until you can upgrade one of your other cards, pretty much, which is kind of burst cleanse, taking a 400 damage will activate a cleanse. That could save you. No ability pen. Obviously you can't do Thunder Cleaver. You could do a stab link. Maybe even super late game if it gets to the 60 CP point, you know, where everybody's just max build. You know, you could maybe get rid of the ward and go into a stab link here for 1 point in health regen, like super late game. If you're really that late in the game and it's just like been a stalemate for a while, you could use this to like just play some shenanigans and really mess with people. Increases survivability as well. That is a possibility. And you know, the teleportation, if you don't go glass cannon like this build is, teleport will be the best thing to get as well, because kind of like Sparrow, he doesn't really have an escape. If you don't really count his ult as an escape. You know, that's not it's not a consistent enough escape. So if you can preemptively sense a gank coming, you can use this to just make a gap and just get to safety. With stab link, anyways. You know, so let's go ahead and just put it in there. I really like the option. It's a good option. It's a really good option. Just to have. And if if you're going for this, then you're probably not going to be going for the ward, right? So this is interchangeable. Stab link and Assassin's Ward. It's interchangeable. You know, a little bit of health regain versus, 10% lifesteal. Lifesteal will be better in terms of sustain, but that teleport can actually lead to you outplaying your opponents pretty consistently there. It's a really good option as I think about it. Really good option. But other than that though, like I said before, I think that we are going to pretty much just go ahead and go glass cannon with him so far. Even early game. Let's go ahead and do a micro nuke here. With that, we want a little bit of crit chance, but not too much, just because he loves crit chance. He loves his crit chance, but early game we want a lot more power than we have than crit chance. We just want a lot more power, as much power as possible, pretty much. So that's what that is. Micro nuke has the best ratio between that. You know, you get 2 CPs of power up front, 1 CP of crit chance, and then another CP of power once everything's fully upgraded with just pure power. So it's just power, and then a little bit of crit chance, just because he will always use it. Okay, he will always use it. I mean, we're at 38 out of 40 cards here. I don't really see anything else that we could get. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you want, you could add another cast tokens here just to fill out the slots in case you go back and you have like 1 CP left over and whatnot. That'll be perfect just for that, because he does like He does like pure power. He loves power, just pure power early on. He loves it. All right. So that's the Revenant build. That's the Revenant ADC build. Check it out. Use it if you want. Change it if you want. Customize it. You know, hate it, love it. Let me know. Let me know how it works for you if you tried it. You know, and I'll see you in Monolith.